word makes you laugh, Harry?
Well, 3 words are currently making me laugh and cry, and that's the Arts Council England. Make me cry and laugh in equal measure. A word. Well, well, let me do that. Max Wall had a few of these. He used to, that voice, splendid, and he had that lovely way of speaking. And he used to take the mickey out of the toss, and he used to say to people, did you enjoy my act? Go, oh, absolutely capital. And he had lots of those things. That was all from his comedy routine.
What a genius. What a genius. And because I was going to ask you what sound makes you laugh, but it may be the sound of Max Wall's delivery.
And good evening. And he had this wonderful voice. That opening was, good evening, the name's Max Wall. I'm one of the great walls of China. My father was a brick, and that I heard that night after night. Good evening, Max Wall here. I'm one of the great walls of China. My father was a brick. And I don't know what is funny about my father as a brick, but it got a laugh every night.
Would you rather be considered clever or funny?
That's going to be a very arrogant answer. I'm very happy to be considered both, actually.
Well, I'll take that from you. But by the way, I always say that actually, in order to be funny, you have to be clever. I've very rarely met any comedian who isn't very sharp of mind.
I mean, there's certainly a different intellectual level. If you take Jonathan Miller, who I knew well in his last few years, a different intellectual level. But what they do have, all of them, depending on where they are on the sort of intelligence spectrum, they have great awareness, a great cunning, a great sense. They all have that in common, really. And all of them, they all have one thing, whether you're a Northern Club comic or whether you're Peter Ustinov, they all had timing. They all had timing, all of them. And they just got it right. Okay. I mean, there's a big difference between Peter Ustinov and all those acts on the comedians. But, if you want to go and see those comedians, they did time perfectly.
It's the one thing that you can't actually get. You either have it, you either hear it, and it's there.
That Stephen Fry line? Did I try it on you?
No.
You asked me, what is the success of comedy, okay?
Okay. What is the success of comedy? Well, that takes us nicely to the last question on the Humourology podcast, and that's desert island gags. You've known hundreds of gags over the years. You can only take one joke with you to a desert island. Yeah. What would that be?
Gosh, off the top of my head, I like the one about the 2 priests in the graveyard, and one priest says, the other says, Father says, there's a burst of thunder, a flash of lightning, and the good Lord himself, Jesus Christ, suddenly appeared on that very tombstone right there in front of you. What would you do? And the other priest says, I'd look busy.
Oh, I've never heard that gag. That is a great gag and a perfect way.
You'll get again. I give you hundreds of them. I love the Max Wall gag. I used to say, this is an old gag, but he used to land it so well. And he says, last night I nearly lost my lovely lady wife. Pause. Look at the audience. What a card game that was.
That is absolutely brilliant. And you've been a wonderful guest. Thank you for the lightness. Thank you for the laughter. Harry Brunjes, thank you very much for being a guest.
I'm still available for pantomime if anybody out there listening.
The Humourology podcast was hosted by Paul Barros.